All right, so I'm going to take you guys through number 9 and 10 on the review. And these are pretty easy questions, so you don't really want to lose any marks on these. So find the missing side lengths of each of the similar triangles. Okay, so it's telling you that the triangles are similar. So similarity, remember we knew all the angles would have matched, right? But the side lengths would have just been different sizes. That's what similarity meant. So I see we're trying to find a relationship between the two triangles, right? So if I'm going to go from, obviously this one's the big one. This one's the big one. This one's a small one. So anytime I'm going from the big to the small, I'm going to have to divide. Okay? And anytime I'm going from the small to the big, I'm going to multiply. Okay, so I just need to figure out what to divide or multiply by, and that's what's called the scale factor. And then from there, I'm just trying to find the relationship between the two triangles, right? So what makes them similar? Like, what's the scale factor is what I'm looking for. So I see a 16 and I see an 8 in the same orientation on the same side length, right? So I can take that and say, okay, well, my scale factor is going to be 16 divided by 8. That's going to be equal to 2, right? So then I know that the big triangle is 2 times bigger. Right? So that means everything about the big triangle is 2 times bigger than the small one. So then I know that A is going to be equal to, you just have to look at where the side lengths are. So this looks pretty similar to this side length, which means A is going to be equal to 3 times 2, which is equal to 6, right? Which is equal to A. I like this. And then you put a box around what your final answer is. And then B looks, this side length here looks like this one. It's 11, right? So then I know, okay, well, 11 is kind of an odd number, but I'm going from the big one to the small one to figure out what B is. So I'm going to have to divide. So I'm going to take 11 and I'm going to divide it by my scale factor, right, which is 3. And then you have to figure out what 11 divided by 3 is, which is close to 4, but not quite. It's 3.6. You could even do 3.67, okay? And that's it. Those are easy marks, okay? And chances are the questions we give you will be, they'll all work out to be nice numbers. This is a really nice 3.67, okay? So then we're gonna take that idea there and we're gonna apply it to a word problem. So I'm gonna go down here to number 10, and a flagpole casts a shadow of 14.5 meters long. Okay, so why don't we 4.5? Let's draw the picture for that scenario right there. So we have this flagpole, right, and it casts a shadow on the ground, right, 14.5 meters long. Okay, let's continue reading. At the same time that a person is 1.8 meters tall, right? So we got this person 1.8 meters tall, and they cast a shadow 2.5 meters long, right? So it looks like I've got a similar triangle here, or a similar triangle scenario, right? So this is going to be 1.8 because that's how tall the person is, right? And now this question is going to ask me, well, find the height of the flagpole, right? And to draw the diagram. So you kind of want this, right? So again, I see a similar triangle. I got 14.5 and I got 2.5, right? So I guess my question is, how many times bigger I'm going to go from the small one to the big one, so I'm going to have to multiply, right? To get, I'm going to have to multiply to get x, but to figure out the scale factor, you can figure out, well, okay, well, let's do 14 divided by 2.5. That's going to be the scale factor, right? What is 14 divided by 2.5? That'll tell us what we have to multiply by. 5.6. Right? So that means that in order to get x, right, I can see that x and 1.8 are both, like, they're a similar side length. In order to get 2x, I'm going to have to go from the small one to the big triangle, which means I'm going to have to multiply. So I'm going to take x is going to be equal to 1.8 multiplied by 5.6, right? My scale factor, multiplied by my side length on my little triangle, which means x is going to equal, figure it out, 1.8 times 5.6 is 10.808, sorry, 10.08 meters, right? And then you can write, anytime we give you a word problem, we want to see you write, therefore, the flagpole is 10.08 meters tall. And that's the question over. Move this up. That's it. Done.